Hi there, I'm Eva and I make art. If you're watching this video, you're probably either in AP art or you're thinking about taking it. If you haven't decided if you want to take AP studio art yet, I have a video for that already, so you can watch that. So this video is just going to be some tips based off my own experience being in AP studio art, and I hope they will be helpful to you. Tip number 1 is start early. Start in the summer before the class and do as much work then as you possibly can, because let me tell you, it will help you immensely. The more work you get done, the less work you have to do during the school year. At my school, we were required to do summer work, so we had to make at least one quality piece. We had to come up with 3 sustained investigation topic ideas and at least 10 pages of thumbnail sketches for all those, not separately, I don't think, but like all together, 10 pages. The more ideas you have before school starts, the less you have to think and the less time you waste during the school year. Because let me just tell you, you have to make like 15 pieces. You have to make like 15 pieces in one school year, and that is a lot of art. So you're gonna wanna like just have as much planned out as you possibly can and have as many full pieces done, best quality possible. I had really wanted to do like 2 pieces, but I only got 1 done. Here's a picture of it. It took me forever. It was kind of big. It was colored pencil and it was very, very, very detailed. So I was only able to get that 1 done, but the more the better. Tip number 2 is use your sketchbook. Again, this will probably be a requirement for your class to have a sketchbook, but use it as much as possible because, again, you want to plan out all your ideas ahead of time. It's fine if you change your ideas. I've changed mine like a million times. If you hear those like dog toenails, that is my dog. She's walking around and she won't lay down, so I'm sorry. You can make your sketchbook fun. You can make it pretty. Just make it a place you want to be because you're going to be in it quite a lot. The sketchbook was a little bit hard for me, kind of weird at first, because I have never been a sketchbook person. I always wanted to be. I still want to be. I feel like this was like really my first time having a sketchbook. And so for me, it was kind of hard because I had to figure out how to like use it and stuff. Some people already like their whole lives, they've been drawing in sketchbooks, painting in sketchbooks, bringing their sketchbooks everywhere they want. But I've always been a loose leaf paper, make the final piece right away and redo it later if it's not good enough kind of girl. But really, you need to have a lot of ideas, both to save your time and your sanity. Tip number 3 is work outside of school. This is a must. You need to work out of school in order to get everything done on time. You cannot procrastinate, just don't do it. Please. You will set yourself up for failure if you procrastinate, because there's no procrastinating art. There really is no rushing art, no procrastinating art. So if you want to get all of your many, many pieces that are supposed to be good quality done on time, you need to work on them at home as much as possible. Spend a lot of time in school and out of school. Just work on it at home. Tip number 4 is look at other artists or artworks to get inspired. It really, in my opinion, it kind of helped me a little bit get some of my ideas flowing. So it'll probably help you a lot. Think about how many times you see in an artwork and you're like, oh, I want to make something that looks kind of like that. Or you see like an artist online or something and you're like, you really like their work. Maybe you want to put a little spin on it and make it your style. Tip number 5 is get motivated. That's easier said than done, right? I know. If you're like myself, you love art. But even people who love art the most will not be very motivated come April. It's April right now for me, and everyone in my class has had a bit of artist block multiple times already. Ran out of ideas, hated all their ideas, hated their artworks, and just plain lost motivation. It is not fun, but it will happen. So just try your best to make yourself motivated. I will have this idea that I'm gonna work all day, and then I will just push it off, I'll do that after I read for an hour. But reading for an hour turns into a couple hours, because we all know how fun reading is if you're a reader. And if you're not a reader, you are missing out. Anyway, you will be bored of working on certain pieces, you will be burnt out, but it's important to just keep going. Try to think of the end goal, your
end amazing piece, your end portfolio with all your masterpieces.
Just think of how good you will feel once you've finished everything and you're done, and you can step back and breathe and say, I did that. I do have a couple tips to help you stay motivated to actually sit down and power through it. Listen to some really good music. Obviously, that makes everything a lot more fun. Number 2, you can listen to talking videos or podcasts of anything you find interesting or important. You can get educated while working on your lovely art. Multitasking is always good. Just make sure you don't have to watch the video a lot, because if you actually have to look at it, that takes your eyes off the art and just defeats the purpose. Number 3, listen to an audiobook. This tip really worked probably the best for me. It just kept me sitting for hours on end, because I was so engrossed in the story that I just didn't walk away from the art. And because a lot of times when I'm listening to something or just sitting, I have to do something with my hands, so drawing was the perfect option. And I advise against watching TV. Don't even try it, because you will get distracted. I did not try to watch TV, but the TV in our house is on the wall across the room from my art studio area, and so my sisters kept watching TV when I was trying to do my art, and it was really distracting. So do not watch TV, because you'll most likely be doing more watching than drawing. Another tip I have for staying motivated is sitting there for hours can be grueling. So make sure you get up and move around. Break it up into half-hour or hour increments. Take small breaks in between. Make sure you don't get too distracted and forget to come back to it. You can get up, move around, go for a walk, go outside, eat a snack, eat lunch, play with your pets. Just, it really does help you to keep the creativity flowing and to stay motivated. Tip number 6 for surviving AP studio art is to talk to your teacher and or classmates. So this can be hard if you're shy or quiet like myself, and honestly I didn't do that much. I talked to my teacher more than my classmates, but really I did not really talk to my teacher that much. However, I was lucky enough to have a great teacher who would walk around and individually come up to you and make sure you had everything you needed, you didn't need help. She would always ask you what your plans were for your next pieces, and just she was really involved. Hopefully your teacher is the same way. But either way, talking to your classmates and talking to your teacher they're your best resources. So they will really help inspire you, help give you ideas, help you if you're stuck, give you critiques, give you constructive criticism and honest opinions and information for the AP portfolio itself. And number 7 is do not give up no matter what. A lot of times in situations like this, especially when we go through like artist block. A lot of people say things like, oh, I hate this piece, I want to throw it away. Do not do that. Your piece is good whether you think it is or not. In my class, we kind of had to like share our artworks with the other people in our class and our teacher. So some things I noticed towards the end half of the school year was that a lot of people were starting to get burnt out, and a lot of people said and even if they weren't burnt out, they still said that they didn't like their work. Everyone is super critical of their own work and they're too close to it and they see all the mistakes, but no one else sees that. I'm sure you as an artist, when you're looking at other art, you don't see everything that's wrong with it. You like it and you're like, you compare it to yourself and you're like, why is my art not like that? But every artist is like that. Every artist thinks that theirs isn't good enough and everyone else's is amazing and flawless. Don't think that way, because even if you do think that way, just remember that most likely everyone feels that way. But also, hopefully you do feel that some of your pieces are amazing, because they are amazing. I don't even have to look at them to know how awesome they are and how awesome you as an artist are. So do not give up. And this is a learning curve. You are learning, you will always be learning, and you will always be getting better at art. So don't ever give up. So those were my tips for how to survive AP Studio Art, and I really hope they helped you, and I really hope you do survive AP Studio Art. If you have any other questions, you can comment them down below, and if you have any other tips for anyone else, you can also comment them, and hopefully you enjoy your class and keep making great art.